and welcome back to SCR 2017. We got some Under Night in Birth ST action for you guys in just a second here. I'm Sammy Fish.
And I'm Kumo.
Yeah, we're going to get you guys hyped up for this action here. We're going to have a pretty good top 8, I think. A lot of character variety.
I think we're going to see 8 unique characters. Well, depending on who, a couple different picks of people, but there's 8 different people on top, 8 different characters on top 8.
Yeah, so yeah, some of these guys have couple characters instead of just one. This is kind of a highlight of this game is that a lot of the characters are fairly easy to learn, but definitely those character specialists get rewarded for what they do.
And a lot of characters are viable. This is probably one of the more balanced fighting games in modern that you'll play through. You could pick anybody in one tournament.
Yeah. So definitely we're going to get you that first game here. We got Breaker Dave versus KFL. It's going to be a pretty interesting matchup, I think. Breaker Dave has been switching up between characters. One of the few guys that has multiple characters underneath his belt. We got a Waldstein, we got a Merkava. He's played Batista a little bit. So versus KFL. So tell me a little bit about KFL.
He's been around for a while. I know him mainly as a Melty Blood player. Plays a lot of SCR. Played Bahaku as well in that game. I know he started with Third Strike as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know a lot of Third Strike players actually really like this game because of how footsie-oriented it is.
And we might be getting right into it here. And so it looks like if they are, Breaker Dave is going with Waldstein, which I saw him playing a lot this weekend.
Yeah, pretty much I would say his main for now. He's been doing really well with their characters so far.
Yeah.
A little bit toned down from UNIL, but still a very strong character.
And he also practices with LPT a lot, who also plays Elmo. So he's going to have a lot of experience in this match.
Definitely. So it's actually going to be about KFL, how he's going to approach Waldstein. Because uncharacteristically for a matchup with Eltnum, she's actually the one that has to approach cautiously.
Yeah, especially with all the various time, it's actually really hard to anti Waldstein effectively. He has a lot of ways to vary his timing when to jump in. He can even do something like jump 6C and not hit you at all if you're on the ground, and then just go right into command grab.
Yeah, that's a perfect to start it off. Breaker Dave just giving that handedly that first round.
Yeah. Whereas her anti-air options like 3C and DP normally would be are strong against most characters, but they don't work that well in this matchup.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. So you're going to see a lot of down back from KFL. He's got to look for his moment, but he's going to take it coast to coast, staying in the corner here. Jump 6C is going to open him up.
Is this going to be a double perfect?
It's on its way there, but he's going to CS into the XDP, getting himself out of the corner.
I know one thing that really frustrates me playing Eltnum in this matchup. Waldstein players are going to be prone to just, because you do a lot of staggers as Eltnum.
Yeah.
But Waldstein players are going to be prone to just trying to mash on reversal like that, right there.
Yeah, it's going to work
on the grab, and they're just going to grab you right out of your pressure, and they're just going to put you back full strain. Using these huge normals.
Man, that was so tricky. He actually jumped a little bit before the assault and then crossed up into the command grab. KFL looking for him to press a button, but just gets gripped.
And for people who aren't aware, the way assaults work in this game, if you do them from the ground, they will never cross up, ever. Yes. But if you do them in the air, you can't cross up your opponent. And the air dash distance there is fixed instead of just going right to your opponent when you're on the ground.
So that's why you saw him jump just slightly before he did it. A bit of a mix-up. There you go. Good blocks from KFL. Not getting opened up high, but does get opened up by the command grab. Taken to the right side. Oh, good jump on the command grab. He's going to get him out. This is going to do quite a bit. He's going to get the reload afterwards. Nice.
Yes, has a ton of great G, so if he decides to burn it, which he probably won't do immediately, until at least the next cycle, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
He's gonna surprised he hasn't used.
Yeah, wow. kind of wish he spent it there, because he was going to get all that meter back if he chain shift.
And that damage would have killed him now, because that would have been the difference. But let's see how it works out, because he still has grid advantage. He has all the resources, and he's just going to sit here. He could do this for days.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, there it is. That's it.
I mean, that was a good idea, but it needed to open him up because he was actually giving Waldstein a lot of grid. So on the comeback, that might have been really rough. Confirms into the super and the reload, so he's got a good head start here. All right, nice blocks.
Yeah, there it is, the X grab out of her pressure again. And you're probably going to be seeing that a lot whenever she actually gets offense going.
Yeah,
it's hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with considering it's about like a third of the screen as a command grab, so it's really scary. Got him one more time.
Oh, that was actually really smart by KFL. Good reactions there.
Great reaction. He's got him in the corner exactly where he wants, where those big normals are not to be feared.
Yeah, and her speed will actually matter more there. And
Veil off tried to get out of the corner, trying to get that jump to C, but good spacing from KFL. He's actually going to end up taking that second game.
Yeah, the first game was a blowout, and I'm surprised KFL turned that around very quickly. So we're going to go into game 3 here, and it's opening question is who's actually going to take this.
Yeah, that might have been sometimes when you take the first game kind of really handedly, that second game when the opponent makes the adjustment comes out a bit of a shock. So maybe you just need Breaker Dave to cool down for a second and actually start making adjustments of your own. There you go, good pickup. They carry him towards the corner for B. Art's going to go into the command grab.
Oh, nice backdash.
Very nice, but right into my loving arms. Chain shift to keep the combo going. There you go. And in the corner, KFL, we've seen very willing to block. Oh, gets opened up out of the air. He's got a lot of meter to work with, so let's see if he's got the combo for it. Drops it, unfortunately.
That was, I'm pretty sure it was a misinput there in his part.
There you go.
He's showing a lot of patience here, but that can be very dangerous against Wallstein because he could just assault or do that.
Yeah, just like that. The grid break's not going to matter as his life is taken. Breaker Dave is on match point here. Oh, wow, we're just going to start with the Veil off? Okay. Oh, he cancels it too late. One more time is going to do it. Going to run out of that Veil off, but he's going to have Warp Roll in a second.
Seems like a really early Veil off, but I think it also guarantees that he's going to get the first grid cycle. Yeah. Now he's at a huge positional and life advantage.
Trying his best to finish this off. He does have 100. Good break.
That was a really smart backdash, which is going to beat any of his command grab options. And she has one of the better backdashes in the game, so it actually has some invincibility on it.
There you go, gonna chain shift. Oh, that's a big grid break. So she's gonna get Warp Roll. That's gonna be really important here. With 200 meter, it's gonna be really scary. She can actually end Waldstein here with the right starter. Or B into the command card. Oh no, just goes for a reset.
Oh, he bet it all, and it came up bricks.
Yeah, trying to go Hail Mary there, but Breaker Dave's going to move on. KFL still in the bracket, though. He's going to drop down to losers, so we'll see a little bit more from him.
I think he started to press there a little bit with the... I'm not entirely sure what that chain shift was about. Like, if he was just trying to... If he was fishing for something, which definitely can happen, you can use that pause to assess the situation. And if you see something that you want to respond to, and then responding in kind, and she definitely has good tools for that with DP and even EX Sync Cutter. She can do a ton of damage.
Definitely, but I was really impressed with the patience of KFL, willing to down back, waiting for his moment to get in. Kind of wanted him to play the grid game a little bit, because once you get that chain shift, it gives you a chance to open up a little bit more, but 17 seconds is a long time to down back.
That he was doing a decent job of that, especially with the threat of Wallstein's command grabs, especially having the range that they do, and having good enough presence to backdash when he felt he was actually going to try to get scooped, and having some success there. That can really turn things around, because if the right read there then means you get initiative, you get damage, you can get positioning advantage. But at the same, if it doesn't work out, then you're just dead.
Well, Breaker Dave is going to move on to Winners Finals, so we're going to see him in a little bit. Got that top 3 on lock. But next up, we're going to have another Winners Semis match for you that we're going to get to see who's going to face Breaker Dave in that Winners Finals match.
That match will be Chris L versus Burger McNasty, or we're just going to refer to him as Bobby.
Yeah, we're going to refer to him as Bobby. Not the first top 8 he's going to be in, and maybe not the last, actually. I'm not quite sure yet, because BlazBlue is kind of a top 9 instead of a top 8. But they're going to sort that out in a second, and then we'll have BlazBlue afterwards. So maybe potentially 3 top 8s in this weekend for Bobby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really impressive. It really shows the strength of him as an Air Dasher player in general. Going against Chris L, who we saw a little bit of yesterday, looked pretty solid. That's probably the reason why he's in Winners.
Yeah, I think we actually saw everybody in top 8 on stream at one point.
Yeah,
yesterday.
definitely. That we were showing like sort of toward the end of the bracket, so definitely seeing all those tough competitors towards the end there. And I should be pretty pumped for what's going to happen next, Chris L versus Bobby, because not only is it going to be a good match, it's going to be like a little bit of a clash of styles per se. Bobby's a little bit eccentric, so to speak, when he plays.
I've heard the stories.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely going to be quite interesting. We're going to get you guys that in just a second, but yeah, definitely it's looking like a good top 8. I'm glad that LPT made it. He's a good friend of ours here, like Wednesday Night Fights regular. Blaze Blue, strong player. Guarantee he's in Blaze Blue top 8. I'm not quite sure, but he's going to be in there. Definitely.
Oh, so we actually have a loser side match coming up next.
Oh, okay. So we're going to switch it up to the losers for now.
Yeah, and speaking of LPT, he's going to be on deck.
Yeah, awesome. So we get to see LPT a little bit earlier than I thought. LPT versus Pico Cat. LPT is also another one that's got a few characters under his belt.
He was playing Byakuga on stream yesterday. He also has an album. Pico Cat plays Seth.
Yeah, he plays Seth, and Seth, we were saying, is like one of the best characters in the game. A lot of people say he's the strongest.
Yeah.
But versus some of the characters, I mean, he does still have to work just like any other character. So,
and French Bread has some fortitude because he was considered one of the strongest characters in the arcade version of UNIST.
Yeah, right.
And they decided to not really nerf him at all.
No, you just got that health buff, and hey.
Yeah, he got a couple of minor buffs. Well, the health buff is more than minor. It's pretty significant.
Yeah, it ended up being pretty big. But we're going to see the Byakuya versus Merkava, actually.
Who do you think, like, character-wise, wins this matchup?
It's kind of back and forth, I think, because Merkava does really well to have Byakuya stay out. He's got really strong normals and has to ask Byakuya to come in and really go through the myriad of normals that Merkava has. On the other hand, his super whirly hands is not that great in terms of a reversal, so we could see both of those interactions be really important here. But go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, one thing I always thought in this matchup anyway was that Merkava has a really easy time clearing out the webs. So Byakuya can't really set them out in neutral and expect them to have real space control because Merkava's just going to stick out limbs and just clear them out. Now in pressure situations like this, it's much more effective because Merkava's reversal isn't now that great.
Yeah, it's not that great. On top of that, his limbs do have a bit of a startup because of how far they go. So LPT is going to take that first game, really showing that once Byakuya gets in, it's going to be really hard for Merkava to deal with the pressure.
I don't think either of these characters can deal with the other character's pressure all that great. Yeah, so it's really going to be more a question of who wins neutral initially, who can get initiative. And it could, like, you might just see rounds where one person just rules the other every other, going back and forth.
And the chain shift after the web. LPT, man, he's running on a train. Keep this going. Doesn't have meter to super, but he's going to keep the pressure on. Whirly hands to get him out. He's going to combo afterwards. Does have chain shift to work with. There it is.
See, now it's Pico Cat's turn, and this is going to be kind of ridiculous. Yeah, that's going to get blown up.
Yeah, unfortunate. Didn't want to deal with the worm mix-ups, but he's eating this damage instead. He got another chain shift, so he's got full meter to work with. Oh, nice poke out on the whip dive kick. He's going to be able to finish this off with the meter. No problem, and LPT is going to take the first game.
That was a bold 2B on his part, because there's a lot of options there for Merkava that would just blow it up. But sometimes you gotta challenge things, and it worked out.
Yeah, especially considering that that was the first time Pico Cat's really gotten like a good set of momentum, right? First round was pretty much a wash. Second round, we got put in a little bit of a mix-up before he got that, and LPT decided that he wanted to challenge it because he knew Pico Cat wanted to go in. There you go, side switching, getting in towards the corner. He's not going to build meter for the super just yet, but he does have warp roll to work with.
And this is like once, especially since Byakuya can also vary his block string timings a fair bit with the stagger chains and being able to set webs and then using the command dash to go through the webs. But yeah, he finds a spot to match out. Actually gets out, gets some damage, gets it back to neutral. Where things with no webs, Mercara's going to have an advantage.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the great things about this game. Defense is rewarded with something like Warp Roll or Chain Shift. So if you're defending long enough, you'll be rewarded with a cancel that gives you some meter as well. So that's always really good. Using some of that meter for the worms here. Always like this combo. I think it's super interesting. And to shake the baby. Got him in the corner.
The next hit for either of these guys is going to end the round.
Yeah, that chase shift almost baits it out, but he goes straight into the super. Can't believe LPT bet it all there, and LPT's going to go into set point.
There's a really good anti-air there from Pico Cat initially. Yeah. But again, it seems like you would get these hits and then try to do something and get immediately challenged and just get tagged. So I don't know if he's I don't know enough about Carbon to know what sort of adjustment he would need to make, but it looks like he needs to make something.
Well, not getting hit by these mix-ups might be a good start. Man, LPT is just keeping on going, getting this meter over and over again, and the Warp Roll is making this all too easy for him. Oh, and he gets opened up high. Grid break, and that's not going to matter, though, because in the end, LPT is going to take this after a quick 2-0. It's really, really solid play from him.
One of the changes they made in UNIST that I thought was interesting was they shortened the duration of the grid cycles after the first one. So it comes around more quickly. So it makes it a bit easier if you're in that defensive situation, especially if you don't have grid, where you can try to block and shield and try to build up enough to get it back so you can then use Warple to either chain shift out to find a gap or to at least deny it from your opponent. That their options. It feels like a lot of the time in this game it's more important to have Warple to prevent your opponent from having Warple.
Yeah, that is a big deal. It's kind of interesting how to play with grid back and forth. You know, some of the things that Byakuya was criticized for in Uniel was that having multi-hits on a lot of his moves means that it's really easy to shield and push off. So, not a lot of that seen in this, but we did see some of that down backing so that he can get Warp Roll in the chain shift. Definitely something that you can use on the defensive end. And one of the reasons why I really like UNIST as a game.
Yeah, because there's kind of implied back and forth with the two characters, and it actually changes the neutral dynamics as well. It means something that could be the correct decision when there's the grid clock is a fourth of the way through, could be completely incorrect. Even if something throwing a projectile could be completely incorrect when there's only a couple seconds left before the next cycle point.
Yeah.
Because you could be giving your opponent a free grid block by just throwing a projectile out there. It's like, oh, it's safe, they'll just block it if that's the worst case. But then that might give them grid advantage. That means they might get Warple, which then means they can chain shift freely, and you don't have the ability to cancel into that as well. And it can change the dynamic of a whole match on something as simple as that.
Yeah, it's one of the things I really, really like about grid as a system. I think it's really interesting and unique, and it keeps people on their toes. It constantly makes this game dynamic and really open-ended. But Bobby going to get it started with the Seth over Chris L. Just going to back up, set up, and it's going to be really hard for Seth to actually get in on the Phonon. Phonon's got great normals to deal with the point of entry for Seth.
She can also stop or negate a lot of the orbs that Seth sets in situations that most characters can't because her whip has so much range. Like even when he sets them like behind them like that, if he's not pressuring her instantly, she's just gonna whip it.
Oh wow, first round veil off. That's something new. Gonna set that super projectile way high. He's gonna combo into it after the grab. There you go, but still a chance for Chris L there. Almost gets picked up.
Especially saying, well, no, Seth has the life advantage, but it's not much. Like, it's going to take one open. This might be enough. Yeah,
this will be enough. We got Warp Roll. We got some meter, but he drops it. You're going to chain shift into the XDP. That was good awareness, but really wish he didn't drop it there. That made it scary. Nice. Good pickup.
Yeah, start of the round here is pretty hard for Seth because Phonon can hit him with a bunch of normals, and he doesn't have the range with anything other than the run pass slash.
Gets his grid broken. This is not a good situation for Chris L. Seth running the mix-up, but the jump back button is going to do it, and he gets opened up with the dash. Got him towards the corner. What's the setup afterwards, though? That's what we're thinking about. And man, this character, on top of having such great mix-up, has so much damage.
Yeah, he's got enough meter for a special here, but I think he was hoping he would build enough to set the EX Orb out. Wasn't quite there, though, but now he's stuck in the corner.
Yeah, really scary situation here for Bobby. Even though he has the life lead and grid.
Nice.
There you go. Good timing on there. And he's going to take his first round.
Because the thing is, Phonon doesn't really have any standing overheads. She has the air super, which is an overhead for whatever reason, and also the 660 run, but you can react to those. But it's just, she has a lot of frame traps, and at very long ranges too, so it's always a challenge trying to read where you should actually challenge her, because if you're wrong, you're going to lose. You're going to take 2,000 damage.
Definitely good break there. He's going to go straight into the super, denying the advantage that you get from breaking and throw.
Oh, nice fastball in the throw.
There you go. Good DP into the chain shift. Was a little bit too far to pick up with the charge J2B. Got him in the corner, though. This is scary. Another throw. And she's going to fail off to get in the corner. Last chance for Chris L. He might be able to kill here. I'm not sure if he has the combo for it. Oh, he's just going to drop it early. One last hit. Chain shift into the charge C in the air. And I can't believe he pulled that off at the last second.
That, oh man, that was... I actually thought Bobby was going to win that round all until like last 3 seconds.
Yeah, last 3 seconds, man. That was a pixel of health. You really thought that Bobby was in the driver's seat, especially with a character like Seth. But man, Chris L pulls it out.
And I think he had a little bad luck because he had the orb set out when he grabbed her, and if that went off a little later, then it would have hit after the grab, and that would have been it.
Chris L moving on here. Got his first game. He's doing really well here, taking all he can from Bobby. Oh, wow, gets the running C counter hit, but doesn't confirm into it. Got him in the corner, though. He'll definitely take this with the Warp Roll. Is going to do some good damage. Got the setup, baits the veil off. Oh, boy, not a good sign from Chris L here. Actually gets crossed up. Gets opened up high.
Veil off is kind of, it's a universal mechanic, but it's always kind of questionable as a reversal just due to its speed. It feels like, especially a lot of faster characters can bait it by accident, where they like try to do like a meaty 2P or something and it whiffs because you veiled off, and they're like, oh, why did that whiff? And they can't do anything, but then just down back reactively and you get punished.
Yeah, I mean, some people equate it to, you know, Arc System Work games burst. You know, you try to get off, but it's much slower than that and not as invincible even, so. All right, good chain shift DP. He's going to get that meter, trying to keep Seth out. Just going to use that Super Ball in the air.
Just trying to stroll on forward here.
Oh, nice punish. He's got the meter to work with. See if he uses it well.
And that's another bad thing in this matchup for Seth. Against some characters, that run pass can be safe at certain distances, depending on where he does it. Against Phonon, he's going to get blown up, because she has the range to punish it from anywhere.
Yeah, actually one of the few characters that does really well in curbing Seth's movement. Oh, it gets past the fireball, and now Bobby's going to set up the nonsense. Got Warple to work with too. Baits the veil off once again. Where are you going? I'm all the way over here, and Seth running the game on now.
That was a weird interaction. I figured that he was either going to get hit by the veil off or he was going to grab her after it whiffed, but everybody just whiffed.
Yeah, it doesn't connect it to the 4B afterwards, so pretty much wastes the chain shift. But he does have the grid up, so he's going to give Warple once again and make a comeback with it if he needs to, but just gets thrown for his trouble. Bobby taking the second game, 1-1.
And it felt like Bobby's been in control of most of these rounds, even the ones he's lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's a testament to how good Seth is as a character. He's never out of it and can always go 2 mix-ups, and man, it feels like that life lead that you had was non-existent to begin with. Oh, good start here from Bobby. It feels like he's been getting that consistently. Definitely a good sign. And although Phonon's really good at keeping characters out, that fireball basically just wins neutral for him, and it's really scary for Phonon to press buttons once it's out.
Yeah, because then you could try to like challenge it and clear it out if you're close enough. If he doesn't set it on the other side of the screen, but then he just might come flying in and hit you.
Yeah, but with Seth's like great neutral, he's able to just back up, set it, and go all the way forward, asking the Phonon to come forward against him. Oh wow, getting that running C. Good dodge on the DP. He's just gonna set that fireball way in the air, blocks the mix-up. Chris L with the life lead. He does have grid, so he's going to work at his best, trying to keep this Bobby out of here.
Ooh, I thought that was gonna be a DP.
Yeah, I like it. Chain shift, cross under. Good work there from Chris.
He managed to make that work without using meter, so now he has a whole bar going in this round.
Man, and Bobby getting a good start once again. Feels like this is very consistent. It goes into the EX command grab, combos off the fireball, but doesn't get the jump 6C. Oh, not a great combo, but it's going to work out anyway.
Wow, that was bold. He just did the full screen dash up stab, and it hit her, and that's the end of that round. Yeah, he's on game point.
Yeah, good round from Bobby there. And Chris L trying to fight his way back. He's got the meter to work with. Doing well to finally shove Bobby in the corner. Making this character deal with her big buttons, but Bobby opening Chris L up once again. There you go. Almost baits the veil off. He was really close and actually gets his grid broken. Not a good situation. He's going to hold it, trying to bait him out, but it's not going to work out. He's going to get punished. All right, going to go into the infinite work, trying to get as much damage as he can, and he has Vorpal too. Great situation for Chris L.
I think he may have also been trying to just keep the combo going as long as possible to run out Seth's veil off, because the last thing you need him is like doing a surprise wake-up reversal from the infinite worth.
Yeah, smart observation there. And man, the Chris L just playing really solid there at the very end, right when he needed to. And he's going to move on to play against Breaker Dave in winners finals. But don't worry, Bobby's still in the tournament. He's just going to drop down to losers, so we'll see him in just a moment.
Yeah, though, it's been some good games so far. And again, it's... I just lost my thought.
No worries. You did make a really astute observation there towards the end, extending his combo just so that the veil off runs out. He doesn't have to worry about, eating big damage randomly off wake up. So, Chris L playing very smart here. And that's that little bit of neutral that you can really think about, or not neutral, that mind games that you can think about that includes grid and Vorpal state.
Because normally when you're fighting Seth, thankfully one thing you don't have to worry about is when you have him knocked down, about him doing any reversals, because he doesn't have any except for his infinite worth.
Right.
So, and it's like, and I guess that shows good awareness on his part, because if you're just kind of autopiloting and you're like, oh, I'm just going to meet him again because he's not going to do a reversal, and he does it, then you just lost like 4,000 life.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling indeed.
Like, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, oh, well, I thought I could run my offense on this character, and then I lost 4,000, sorry. And, well, we're going to move on in this. So we got Bobby. Later on, though, I mean, he was playing a really good Seth. I really, really like the clean play he is showing off here at SCR 2017. So we're going to see him in a moment.
Yeah, the next match should be Yukaberry versus Jonah.
That's right, Yukaberry versus Jonah. Jonah playing one of my favorite characters in the game. And Kidu, I think, is a really, really hyped character. But, man, he struggles in a lot of matchups. So
this is going to be kind of brutal for him as well, because Yukaberry is another Phonon player.
Yeah.
Would be the only duplicate character we're seeing in top 8. And that's a really rough matchup.
It definitely is. So you're playing a character that has great normals, awesome pickups, full screen, a low that basically goes the entirety of the screen, almost entirely, and versus a character who just doesn't really have anything to deal with that.
And she has a reversal as well, so even if you get offense going, she could just EXVP you, and you'd be like, nope, you need to hold that. Or if you're trying to go and she chain shifts and then see you do something and it's going to come out. And for someone with that range, she's not that slow.
No, she's not at all. Her walk speed's fantastic. She's able to really get across the screen quickly with her run. Her 6-6-C is a really, really strong running button that moves her forward very fast. So it's really difficult to sort of assess how to go approaching Phonon, especially with a character that doesn't have a fireball, doesn't have a big normal that goes full screen. So it's it's really going to be a testament to how good Jonah is if he has the ability to navigate all these buttons.
It's going to take a lot of patience.
A lot of patience, a lot of blocking, but that's the great thing about this game. Patience is rewarded with Vorpal State if you are conscious enough to defend properly, shield when you get the opportunity, etc., etc.
Yeah, without getting grid broken.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always the challenge if you're shielding a lot. And looking right into it. And just like pretty much at 99 seconds, Yukiberry is going on the offense, but then he just gets hit out of it.
There you go.
Let's see what Jenna has.
Going really well. Gets counter hit. It's not really good. And one of the best things about Enkidu is that he has a special counter hit state called Havoc, which is basically like Fatal Counter from BlazBlue. It's just, and he gets extended combos unlike anybody else.
It basically makes his hit confirming much easier because it drastically increases the hit still on the first hit.
It gets grid broken the first time. Jonah basically got that first entry and completely rolled with it. Nice parry after the assault.
So yeah, and one thing Enkidu does have is parries. They're high, medium, low. They do work as an anti-air, so if they're assaulting at you at all and you read an attack, you can just do the high counter. But then that gets risky because they can just empty assault and then hit you out of the recovery with it as ground normal and then open you up for damage.
All right, Yuki using the veil off to get out of a corner here, telling Jonah that the pressure is too much. Almost. That was a really good read, but man, those just disjoint normals are too good.
It's like, yeah, from that range, it's really hard to punish her because her hitbox is all the way back there. So yeah, this isn't Street Fighter 5 in that regard.
All right, using the super to keep himself safe. He does have Vorpal, so he can get a lot of meter with a chain shift. Really important here, especially with Yukiberry backdashing a lot. Gonna spend it last second, giving up Vorpal.
Yeah, I don't know about that chain shift there, because it's like, yeah, it gave him meter, but it also now gave Yukiberry the chain shift, which he just used to get this opening.
Yeah, you could have used it right after the grid got refreshed, and that way he has a full 15 seconds to get that grid back and try to get Vorpal State once again. Definitely a little bit to think about when you're chain shifting. Hold the run up 6B.
I was going to say, we're running out of time, but yeah. He manages to run up 6B and close it out.
Sorry, I mean running 6B. Pretty much the same thing. Anyway, moving on here. Oh, good counter hit here. Doesn't confirm it though, but just dive kicks to keep the pressure going. Nice. Oh no. Got to open up at the last second. He's got Vorpal. This is really scary. Gets the counter hit. Oh no. He could be ending here. Yup, veil off. Oh, I thought he had something in store for us afterwards, but that was pretty sick still.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna sit in there like, who am I to question it? But why not just infinite worth?
Because that was cooler.
But it almost like you don't want to do that and have like a 10,000 life lead and then lose it.
Yeah, but that was cooler. Jonah doing really well there, man. Fighting through this bad matchup almost with like expert precision. Gets opened up high. Trying to shove him towards the corner.
Yeah, I think Yukiberry's sniffing out those those anti-air counters, and he's just tries to. There's a
running B opens him up high. There you go, got the corner combo, but drops it at the last second. Good break. Returns the favor. Jonah fighting his way out. All right, chain shift once again. And you see Jonah is willing to down back and just grid or shield some of these so that he can get some grid. Oh, but the wake up super is going to help him out. Running being into the corner. Oh no. And although Jonah is really low on life, one hit could end this. Goes into the super but doesn't pick it up afterwards.
He's showing some good patience here, but now the problem is time. He only has 25 seconds left in this round.
Yeah, he's got to keep it going. And he's going to chain shift, trying to get him to bait something. Oh, doesn't confirm into the 2B.
Oh, wow. He might run this all the way back.
Again. Yeah, he's going to go into the chain shift, but he drops the combo. It's so critical, and the 2-2-C is going to clean it up for Yukiberry.
That was such a kind of a Hail Mary play there, but it worked out just because he didn't stand. Like, that's one of those supers, like, the first time you see it, you will get hit by it. Because it's like, why is that an overhead? It is. Just don't deal with it.
Yep, you're gonna have to. Jonah got grid broken early on, so he's waiting for a long time before he gets his grid back. And man, Yukabera is using all of that time to get this pressure going. A lot of damage there with the Vorpal. Good break. Oh, gets opened up, gonna CS. Keep that combo going, and man, this character does great damage once you let him in.
Now, the problem with trying to shield Ndiku here is, well, not just that. I was going to also say, because he could combo into his overhead record at any point, and that's always a risk, because if he hits you with that, you're going to be grid broken for the next 5 seconds, and he gets a nice damage combo out of it.
Oh, gets opened up low with the 3C. Yeah, Jonah's waiting a moment. They're trying to play that grid battle. Jonah gets the Vorpal. Go, gets opened up, getting shoved towards the corner. Jonah does have Vorpal, but no meter to work with. Goes into the super after the CS.
Yep, seeing that Yukiberi had committed to the run C. Easy reversal, get out of there. But now it kind of resets back to neutral, which Bono's going to have advantage in. But now he's actually managed to push her all the way into the corner.
That was so smart from Jonah, walking back after the throw break, baiting the 2A. Oh, great job. There's a chain shift in front of him. Gets thrown out of it, though.
No, that's it.
Yeah, and that's it. Yukaberi's going to keep himself alive 1-1 between the both of them. Good patience from him there towards the end, baiting out that super.
Jonah's execution has been a little shaky. I mean, like that drop near the end there, that cost him the game there, and he could have ended this. But that's, I don't know, like playing on stage is hard.
It definitely is. Jonah is not a stranger to the stage, though. He's a top 8 contender in multiple games as well. So we're gonna see whether he sticks with the Enkidu. Looks like it. I mean, I really like his Enkidu. He has really strong mix-ups with him, and it has the ability to make a character like Phonon constantly flinch, which is really, really just a testament to how strong of a player he is.
Well, once he's in that close, I think it negates her single biggest advantage. And then when he has a niche, then it's something I think he could do against anybody in the cast.
Yeah, but I think it's just it's so crazy to watch him get in on a character like Phonon so consistently. Like, it doesn't seem like it's that much of a trouble for him.
That was a really good bait. I would have fell for that.
It's opened up once again. He's got the Vorpal to do it, too. Doesn't use the chain shift.
He had a chain shift in 200 meter. He could have. I'm almost. I don't know the combos, but I'm almost certain he could have killed him there.
It's going to work out for him anyway. Jonah starting off this next round with 200 meter. Really good scenario for him. Just got to wait for his moment. But Yukiberi starts off this round. Good opening up, shoving him towards the corner. Oh, actually, weirdly gets to the opposite side. Unfortunately, puts himself in the corner. This is not a great scenario for Yukiberi.
Yeah, he's been showing some good patience in scrambles like that, where people would be prone to pushing buttons a lot of times, and then it's like chain shift. Oh, he pushed a button when he reversal and flip this around. But Benoit is like he realizes, he drops it and doesn't panic.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, chain shift 2A as Jonah is running up. Jonah doing well to fight through the pressure here. He's going to get Vorpal, so he's got a lot to work with. What's the mix-up afterwards? Just a throw. Good break. And this could be it for Yukiberi. 200 meter, and he's going to not even need half of it.
I'm surprised he tried to challenge right after the throw break, because that usually ends very badly. I mean, he might have been trying to do like an EXDP and just missed the input.
There we go. Shoved him all the way to the corner once again. Familiar situation gets opened up. Man, this is really going to hurt. Oh, we didn't see a Veil-Off once again. A return Veil-Off, trying to put it back in the corner, but he just wakes up super. Jonah's got the Veil-Off, but he's got to make it worth. Gets opened up by the projectile. Reset with the 2A. He has almost nothing with this veil off. Unfortunate for him, but Yukaberry playing solid here. Opens him up right there, and that should be it. He's gonna, oh, he's so close, and he gets grid broken here. Is he gonna build enough meter to get that super? Not yet. And this is really scary. He's got Vorpal, 3C, and he has meter for that super overhead. Oh. There it is.
Oh no, not again. Oh.
He hits him with 2K amount of damage from full screen.
Like, you just have to be able to react to that, especially when you see your full screen. Just stand up. But that's one of those things you have to have over experience. And it showed last round he was able to do it. Won the final game the same way.
Yeah, it's like, especially when she has Vorpal stay, she can do 3C projectile, chain shift, and a run up. Man, it's like a high-low mix-up from full screen. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
This is fun to deal with. One interaction I thought was interesting was when Jonah hit by the veil off, and then immediately it's kind of a thing in most 2D games where you get hit by reversal. People have a tendency to, it's like, well, screw you, I'm going to reversal you back.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's an additional interaction there, because when you get hit with a veil off, you get grid broken.
Yep.
But if you're grid broken and you hit them with a veil off, you actually re-enable your grid and grid break them back. So he's actually able to get his like force function and assault back by doing that, and it gave him the next grid cycle, and it caused Yukiberry to lose it.
Yeah, it's really interesting how the grid goes back and forth like that. It's almost permeating everything about the game. So, man, Jonah just thinking about that little extra in the game takes everything into second consideration when you're looking at the grid. But next up, we're going to have LPT versus KFL. Got an interesting matchup here. We have
another one common in SoCal, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we might see Elton Mirrors, but probably we're going to see the Byakuya come out from LPT.
It's like, Elton Mirrors, can we just play this in Melty Blood?
Yeah. I mean, switch out the console right now. Just for this match.
Yeah, just when we need more setup problem, trying to get a PC setup going. Get the trash can out. Go for the full experience.
Oh yeah. I think the bathrooms are too nice here for for Melty.
Yeah, they did a really good job. It's always kind of a open question how clean the facilities are going to be, and
Anaheim Convention Center is taking great care of us today. All throughout the weekend, actually, just in general, it's been a great venue to be in, especially just how big the scene's gotten over the course of the past few years. It feels like there's hardly any venues that can contain us, but Anaheim Convention Center has been a fantastic home for us.
Yeah, I'm really glad it's here this year, because I know the last couple of years where it was at the Esports Arena, which is a nice venue out in Santa Ana as well. It's also much smaller, and the event has grown to the size where something like this is really appreciated.
All right, so we're going to see the Elton versus Byakuya, something that we definitely predicted, although LPT does have an Elton in his pocket. A lot of people don't like that matchup very well, the mirror.
Oh, I think it's fun in a dumb way.
Yeah, keyword there, dumb. Yeah. A lot of people, I mean, the characters, the way they interact with herself is kind of wild, but the Byakuya is going to make this a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, LPT is going to need to be a little careful with his movement in neutral, at least, because she does have a DP with a ton of range, like that.
Yeah.
And it also clears out a lot of she has the reflect shots now, and the beam actually clears out all the webs.
Yeah, definitely. So she has a lot of tools to deal with Byakuya, but in general, this character does so well once you get him in the corner.
But being stuck again in the corner against Elton is just not a fun experience for anybody in this game, because she can vary her pressure strings up so much. Or you can just catch your opponent making a mistake and just mash on 2A.
Yeah. KFL deciding to drop that combo just to get the reload. Interesting decision here. It could have come back to bite him, especially with Byakuya being so low on health. But gets that grab anyway, picks it up afterwards. LPT, really struggling to sort of get any kind of setup going.
There's a good optimization on this part, because a lot of people in that situation just naturally DP there, but he decides it was a clean enough situation where he could actually just jump up and air throw him instead, And it didn't matter in that situation because he was low enough life, but if he had more life, the extra damage would have definitely been worth it.
There we go. Good stagger pressure here from KFL, making it really difficult for Byakuya to stick a button in there. There you go. Gets opened up low. Double 2A starter though, so it's not going to do as much damage as normal, but he has 200 meters.
Oh, that was
suspended.
No, that was a lack of awareness on KFL's part. He forgot how many bullets he used. Or he didn't take a look. He ran out during that shot and ended up reload. The manual reload is punishable on hit. So that was a mistake on his part.
There you go. Finally, Byakuya being able to get started. LPT's got something in store for him. Gets opened up. It's not a good scenario for him here. Oh, gets thrown in the corner once again. Just going to set up a web for the mix-up. Nice block. Change shift into super.
I wonder if that was a Unial reflex there, because they took away a lot of the invincibility on that move in this game. But
oh, really?
Yeah, because that move used to be invincible on Trim 1. And it was really dumb, because you could, like, just mash on chain shift, and you get the chain shift, and you see him stick it out, and then she would just kick him, and you do, like, 4,000 or 5,000 damage from it. It was stupid. And French Bread's answer to that was to take away a lot of the invincibility on that move.
Yeah, but he gets him and takes the first game. LPT looked like he was doing pretty well towards the end there, but he still has to get a little bit more out of him before he can take a game over KFL. Nice, got himself towards the corner, builds the meter for it, but was a little bit too far to put it into a combo. Good block on the overhead.
Decides to not use the meter there. He could have EX whipped into a full combo there. Decided to conserve it. I don't know if that was the right decision there. Especially now since he's stuck in the corner again and just lost around.
And he's got 200 meter. He could spend it. He's going to spend at least a bit of it. Oh, he actually drops it. Hopefully that doesn't come up to bite him once again. We've already seen that once, and he gets opened up.
That was a really well-timed 3C there. It looked like he was sitting on that. This is going to do a ton of damage, and now Outlook has changed it. He might have lost because of this. This should kill.
Yeah, with Vorpal, with 200 meters, this is definitely going to do it into the veil off, and he drops the combo as well.
God,
both of them pixels, but the charge overhead's going to take it.
Neither of them deserve that round.
Well, you can't take it away from both of them. Yeah. KFL on set point here. LPT playing really well up until that drop.
That was a really good run up there, and then I don't think he was expecting him to run up because he stuck out expecting like a 5C or something. It's a longer range normal, but it has a dead zone in front of him.
There you go. LPT finally getting something started. He has all the meter to work with too. He's going to use the super in the mid screen. No, he's shoving into the corner first before he does it. He's going to go into the veil off.
Interestingly, that did not actually count as a veil off hit.
Yeah, it didn't break. Grid.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because that's what he wanted to do. You see that grid's way high for KFL right now. It was a good idea, but kind of an interesting interaction.
I'm going to have to note that down and look up what's actually supposed to happen there after that, because that was just weird.
Yeah, it's quite interesting there. Yeah, you see the grid wars are real big right now.
Yeah, that was some smart awareness on KFL because he knew he was going to lose that grid cycle, so he decided to just bank the meter that he has.
There you go, kind of switch to the corner. He's got all of this grid to work with, so is he going to decide to change shift now, or he wants to keep the warp roll? Oh, wow. But he just gets knocked out of it.
He doesn't have enough time, though. That's the problem.
All right, going to change shift just to get as much meter as possible before the time runs out. Real smart play from LPT there.
Still a game point for KFL here, so if LPT can take this to a third game.
Yeah, definitely. LPT playing well. If he got that drop from the first game or first round, he might have been able to turn this around earlier, but he is playing really well, so trying to cover up from his sins earlier.
Interesting, he doesn't, I figured he would have DP'd there, especially with Byakuya being in the air, and the only other air option he had would have put him right to that web that was right in front of her.
All right, there you go. Gonna change shift, trying to get that mix-up going mid-screen. Not as strong as it is in the corner, but LPT feeling like he has to keep this Eldum down. Ooh. Oh, gets opened up with the overhead grid broken on top of that, but just mashes out after the drop. Got meter to work with. He's just going to go into the web super instead of the Rekka super. That's interesting. I feel like he could have killed.
I think it's interesting that that KFL has been doing the dash C dive kick out of the web setups there. It does have a big hitbox, so it actually is clearing them all out. But it's interesting that LPT is just kind of peeling off. Especially, well, I mean, he has such a life lead now. It doesn't matter, even though we got hit by that. Yeah, it's not enough time. Like, that's interesting because the infinite warp does stop the clock.
It does, definitely. So he's trying for a little something there, but I mean,
if the life totals were a little closer, that could have worked out. But he just too much health to go through in too little time.
Yeah, really interesting to see that even in UNIST, we got a double timeout for somebody's win. That's wild.
Yeah, some of these matchups can, especially if you have two zoners going at it, they can, you know, the match tempo in this game can vary wildly.
Yeah, definitely. And LPT starting off strong once again. He's going to get warp roll in a second. He's got meter to work with. Chain shifting quite early, actually. But he's going to keep the pressure going. Oh, doesn't complete the combo, but he picks up after the air.
I don't think KFL's managed to hit him in the first 50 seconds of the last 2 rounds.
There you go. Going to go into the web super, into the veil off. I felt like that might have been a bit of overkill, but he did chain shift beforehand, so he's getting a bit of that meter back. Felt like that was a little bit overblown. Either way, it's going to work out for him. LPT on set point now.
Yeah, because now Hyuga originally was trying to play very defensive, and now because he has initiative, he's really going in and has been owning these last 3 rounds.
Yeah, gets opened up but doesn't pick up the combo. Gets warp roll once again. This is a really scary situation for KFL, but he fights out well. All right, just going to go for the reload. He's got 200 meter to work with. LPT trying to open up once again. Just goes straight into the web super, and that could be all she wrote if he gets this full confirm into the super. Going to go into the Rekkas, and with the amount of hits that it does, LPT is going to move on into this bracket.
That was actually a really good adjustment on LPT's part because that first game looked pretty free.
Yeah, you really thought that KFL was going to run away with it there, but LPT taking it calm, dropped that game. That was really scary on a weaker player. That might have mind broke them. Yeah, but LPT is a vet, and he's been playing for quite some time. Was able to hold on to his nerves there and take it.
He recovered really well because I think you have that situation where you have a huge life lead and you have that combo and you drop it and you end up losing a round. That can be hard to deal with, but he recovered very well. I think he slowed it down a bit until he then got control of the situation. And then from there, just kind of ran away with the rest of game 2 and then all of game 3.
Yeah, so really strong play there from LPT. I mean, I'm glad we're going to see him moving on there. So really strong Byakuyo play there, and you saw how he has been really mixing up his game using the web super in neutral just to keep Eltnum down. Because Eltnum, when she has a lot of movement, it's really hard to really pin down. That beam super that she has is really good for confirming full screen, kind of checking whatever someone wants to do there.
Next up, we should have Bobby versus Jonah.
All right, Bobby versus Jonah coming up here in a second. To the guys.
Actually, no, that's Winners Finals, it looks like.
We're going to do Winners Finals first? Okay, so we're going to do Winners Finals first, I suppose. Breaker Dave versus Chris L. So this is going to be interesting. Breaker Dave has been on a tear lately. It feels like every time I've seen him play up here, it's been pretty much a wash. Like even the game he played versus KFL, he made the adjustment after the second game, but it was so handed afterwards that I felt like he never lost the momentum to begin with.
Like he would have won like a first to 10 set 10-2. That's not, well, that's assuming that KFL wouldn't have made any adjustments later on or other things. But yeah, that game 3 was a blowout.
So we're going to see a Phonon again versus a Waldstein. We're talking about that pressure that Breaker Dave is able to put on his opponent. He's really good at that, especially with a character that has such big buttons. I mean, it feels like he just does so well to smother you. All right,
Yeah, the problem with some characters, at least, like you might like try to deal with jump-ins by running under them or trying to low-profile them. It does not work at all ever against Waldstein because his hitboxes are so stupidly huge.
Yeah, I know, right? And his hurt box is actually not as big as you think it would be. Apparently, his arms are pretty invincible, so, you know.
Challenging it's hard.
Challenging it is very hard. You definitely have to make some strong reads in order to knock Waldstein out of what he wants to do.
Even with anti-air normals that have head invincibility, for example, his hitbox goes so deep on a lot of jump-ins that he'll get hit anyway.
So we're going to move on here. Waldstein versus Phonon. Just going to start off with the command grab. Breaker Dave setting the momentum quite early here. There you go. And despite one of these characters being a grappler, this is actually quite a zoning matchup.
Until one of them gets initiative anyway, then they're just gonna start. Well, Chris L decided to peel off and go back to full screen here.
Oh my god, right into my loving arms in the corner. Not where Phonon wants to be versus Waldstein. Oh, picks up off the trade. Well done here from Breaker Dave, and he's got Vorpal to work with.
I think one interesting detail.
Whoa, good jump out. There you go, and after the chain shift, he's going to get most of the meter back from the grid, and he's going to take the round.
One little detail that people may see on Waldstein's side is when he gets a double circle message, that means that Breaker Dave actually input a 720 for that command grab, and Waldstein has a bit of a special mechanic where if you do that, you actually get a bit more damage and meter out of your grabs. Something that they added, like right here, something that they added in UNIST.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting mechanic because it rewards you just for taking a little bit more time on doing your command grab. So you can do a faster one, or you can do a slower one and just get a little bit less meters, or damage, sorry.
But the problem, like if he decides to go in here, as he is now, I think the fear a bit is like what happened when Breaker Dave was playing KFL. He's going to start mashing on command grab.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Tries to get that 4B, shoving towards the corner. DP chain shift. Oh, gets hit out of the super. Not what Breaker Dave wants. But he does have Vorpal. Is it going to matter, though, with that 200 meter? Probably not. And Chris L going to go into the last round of this game here.
Interesting, I think it's 2B that whiffed from that distance.
Oh, wow, we're going to just go for the veil off here. Breaker Dave has been so aggressive. He gets one opening here. It could be all she wrote, but man, this is going to do so much damage. He's got Vorpal. He baits the veil off too. Nice punish. 4B.
And I think part of that, he's veil offing a lot, partially to restrict his opponent's options. So when you grid break them like that, they can't assault and they can't shield, which means his jump-ins become completely free. Like because usually the answer to that, if you have a read on it, would be to shield it to cause him so that he can't cancel it and also give more landing recovery. So you might be able to punish it, but if you can't do that, he can just jump in and do stuff all day. It becomes very hard to deal with.
Yeah, a lot of that grid mechanic coming into play here in this UNIST top 8. It really shows why these guys are the best at Southern California regionals. Man, they're just like thinking about the game like in terms of the neutral and the grid at the same time. It's not easy, to say the least.
It's a lot to keep track of. And it's easy to make small mistakes that can have huge ramifications.
There you go, good block there on the overhead. Gets clipped on the way down. There you go, 4B. Just gonna try to reset the pressure here, trying to open up Chris L, but just gets it on the clap, doesn't confirm.
Yeah, at least mid-screen like that, Phonon can walk back and just try to get out of Waldstein's space because she has more range. And some character, especially if you're a character, shorter range character, it's tough.
All right, finally opens him up. He's got the Vorpal to work with and 100 meters, so this could be a lot of damage. Doesn't decide to spend it yet, though. Opens him up low. It is a 3-2A starter, so it's not going to do that much damage, so ends it early. Doesn't spend any of the meter on top of that. Oh, good blocks here.
Oh, nice response.
Yeah, good on
function,
answer
yeah.
with the force function, which hits on both sides of Phonon above her head. It's also a great starter for her combos. All right, just gets thrown for her trouble.
That's interesting how he approaches this, because the life totals are very close. Oh no, he gets your block to the face.
Just a little bit too far. Using that force function.
Right now, yeah, now he's just gonna peel back and just, yeah, that's it. Time's up.
Yeah, strong play here from Breaker Dave. You see the level of neutral that these guys have at SCR. So many timeouts. Really a testament to their defense.
Yeah, but it's not that, like, people are just playing super lame either. There's still a lot going on. It's just, it can be hard to open people up at times, especially full screen.
Yeah, you have to really earn it, and with guys having such great defense, it's really difficult. But Breaker Dave finding the answer once again with 200 meter. Just going to change shift a little early, trying to get as much as she can out of it. EX slashes.
Oh, that hit. Okay. I thought he blocked that for a second. It's like, wait, why is he flying across the screen? Yeah, he's going to take that situation and just kill her. It's 3 out of 5, though, isn't it?
It is 3 out of 5. Oh, is it? All right, so somebody needs to get them to sit down because this is winners finals.
Yeah.
All the winners finals at SCR are 3 out of 5 at the minimum. So all right, there you go. They got the answer.
Yep.
So letting them know that it's 3 out of 5.
Tio off screen telling him 3 out of 5.
Yeah. So we're going to get Chris L for at least one more match. He's going to have the opportunity to make some adjustments here. What do you think he has to do differently?
I actually played a really long set again. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna have a great answer for that. I actually played a really long set against Breaker Dave yesterday. I think I won once.
I mean, Breaker Dave is a really, really strong player. I mean, that's why he's winners finals and almost in grand finals.
But I think it's and I don't think there's just a simple answer, especially in regards to like playing in neutral here. Especially we have to deal with all the, like, these jump-ins are so hard to deal with. And it's like, oh, you don't have any air normal, or she could force function or DP or whatnot. And she's probably got to do something at some point, or else that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you see that Breaker Dave is actually going to the command grabs a little less. He's so consistent with opening up his opponent anyway that he hasn't been going for it unless he really, really needs it. All right, doesn't decide to finish off the job yet. Gonna chain shift. Good break. Oh, good jump away from the command grab super. Breaker Dave still in commanding position though. Got Chris L in the corner, but finally waited for his moment. Chris L fighting out. This is really, really good damage from him here. But Breaker Dave already has a fantastic health.
Now the problem is there's 30 seconds left in the round here, so even if Chris L gets an opening here, he's got to convert on that and the next opening and not eat a jump seat.
Yeah. and that time became a factor towards the end. Chris L felt like he had to get moving, but Breaker Dave got him on the way in.
Yeah, that body splash is not safe on block, especially when it's, unless that's why like he canceled the command grab. The command grab's not going to work, but it is going to make it safe because they break the command grab and reset back to, well, mostly neutral.
All right, return Veil off to get the grid break. He answers with the infinite worth.
Some really good reactions from Chris L there, first on assaulting the first grab attempt and then just infinite worthing through the second.
What a great answer there, jumping over the fireball. Grid break on Chris L. This is a scary situation for him, especially considering Breaker Dave is going to get Vorpal in a second. Oh, the delay gets opened up low.
I'm not sure what I'm almost certain Breaker Dave was going for something there, but he basically empty jumped into nothing and got hit.
Oh, wow, gets opened up with the J2C. Chain shift to finish the combo, and with the super, that's going to do it. 1, 2, 3.
Taste the wall.
And 3 is the number that Breaker Dave needed to get into grand finals. Great job from him, and man, he's making that walled scene look like it hasn't missed a beat since Unio.
I mean, he's still a very strong character.
Still very strong
character. He got nerfed, but it was just like minor adjustments and whatnot. It seems like French Bread didn't change a whole lot, which could be seen as good and bad. I mean, we haven't been playing the arcade updates as they have been in Japan over the last couple of years. So I think all the different revisions of the new characters are going to feel more significant. Well, either people playing the import release or when it gets released later this year. But at the same time, especially if you've been playing your game for years, you want something that feels different, so it feels fresh, even if you're mostly the same. It's a very hard thing to balance, right? I think it's something even long-running series have been going for decades struggle with.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a fine line here that I feel like ST did a really good job. Now, we talk about Phonon and Seth being some of the best characters in the game, but for the most part, we feel like that those commanding characters in Uniel got balanced in a great way because they don't feel like they got trashed.
Yeah.
But you can see that Waldstein, which was widely considered to be one of the best characters in Uniel, it still sits in a fantastic spot in this game. So it's really testament to how long these guys at French Press have been working on this game and really honing it down to a science.
Yeah, like Waldstein didn't really adjust him all that much. Gordo got hit harder, but he's still very playable. Eltonum was a character that actually nerfed a lot in the original UNIST, but had been kind of either reverting some of those changes or giving her new tools, and she's very good in this game again. Whereas the characters that and interestingly, like other strong characters like Batista, they didn't really touch.
Yeah.
And she's been strong in every version. And they didn't really do much to change her game. If anything, they gave her minor buffs, like giving her the new Vorpal trait.
Much to my dismay, honestly, considering I really dislike that matchup as a Hyde player. Batista being a really strong character. Surprisingly, we didn't get to see any of them here in top 8, because considering...
I think they're on the other coast. They're on the other coast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They might be at the other coast there.
Yeah, so they're at... Yeah, another big... People watching this probably watched Otaku. Another...
It's just like, it's such a great day for Air Dashers because, like, none of the schedules conflicted between the games. So, like, if you wanted to watch Guilty Gear, you can watch Guilty Gear, like, at 10 a.m., and you get to watch it later for Otaku. If you want to watch UNIST, you could have watched UNIST before here where they almost finished just top 8, and then you get to watch it here. Like, it's so awesome, actually, that the coordination worked out in that way.
So you could spend the whole day literally just watching anime fighters.
It's awesome. And it's really, really a great thing to see, honestly. It's why Sundays end up being so cool. Anyway, we're going to get Bobby versus...
Should be Yukaberry.
Jonah?
Jonah. No, you're right. It's Jonah.
Yeah, versus Yukaberry.
No, it should be versus Jonah. Didn't Jonah win that? Yeah.
Did Jonah end up winning that?
I think so,
I don't remember.
The bracket says he did.
I have no clue, honestly. And guess we're just going to fight this out. I suppose. We're going to figure that out for you in a second, but we're just going to call the shots as we see them. Bobby getting started off really well. Seth being a great character, but man, once he gets in, it's really difficult for Phonon's large normals to have that strong of a presence.
And Seth can do things like the full screen slashes to try to slow her down a bit from just being like, oh, I'm gonna just put all these normals out here, and while you just come flying across the screen and hit you only 2 frames.
Yukaberry getting aggressive, knows that he can't let Seth get set up with the fireball. All right, we're gonna keep it going here. Good opening up from Seth.
It's a good challenge. Like, it seems like the challenge. Oh, big guard break. Just say the challenge against Phonon seems like trying to find where to challenge her, because she has a lot of frame traps, especially at distance, which is really obnoxious. But at the same time, if you just let her reset her chains constantly, it's never gonna stop. And that really just comes down to knowing the matchup, observing the character.
Oh, wow, gets opened up on the way in, gets grid broken. On top of that, the CS gonna help out, but drops the combo towards the end. Yukaberry getting another chance at life here. Oh, but Yukaberry's got him in the corner. He's gonna wake up Super, gets punished accordingly.
I don't even think that Super has invincibility on it. It's just fast.
It's just really fast, yeah, and he's gonna get Warpole in a second, so this next set is gonna be really scary here. Good block on the overhead. Oh, wow, he's just gonna wake up with the CC.
A little bold, because if she staggers that a little less, then he gets hit, and he loses the round. But it worked out.
That worked out. So, by the way, just letting you guys know that this is still 2 out of 3. 3 out of 5 is reserved for winners, losers, and grand finals. So I'm pretty sure this is a losers quarters. So a little bit of 2 out of 3 before we get back to that 3 out of 5. Nonetheless, Burger McNasty need one more game to move on. Just use those cross-ups over and over again. UniST not finding an answer.
Yeah, because when Seth players get going, they're all over the place, and his damage output was significantly increased from Unial. Perfect, jeez.
Yeah, Bobby just running on a train here. Keeps going on Yukaberry. Just going to start out with that DP. The 6-6B is going to open him up. This is a great start from Yukaberry, finally. There we go, moving on here. Hits comboed into the fireball, but doesn't pick up anything afterwards.
Yeah, one of the things makes we gotta do well against Phonon is when she's going through her block strings. Again, because there's not a ton of there's not a big threat in overhead, you can pretty safely shield a lot of her chains. It's just more about getting the timing right, and she just also might just run up and charge 6-6B you in the face, which is always a little scary. Or if she does like random 2-2C.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's going to work out. It's almost like you get a free 200 damage. But Seth, hardier than he looks. That health buff that he got in ST. But he does have the Vorpal to work with here. Yukaberry has some fantastic pressure. Got half life off Bobby.
Setting up shop here. Now he's going to have initiative with these projectiles that are almost like...
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Didn't get the combo into the fireball, but Bobby opens him up anyway. Oh, wow. Almost gets it going.
That dive is annoying because it's like you see him do it and you want to like shield it on incoming to punish it, but if he charges it, it becomes a command grab. If you try to shield it then, you get grid broken and he does a ton of damage.
Going with the veil off. Oh, charges it up, but just a little bit too early. Not a big punish from Bobby, but it is something.
That was interesting. He did the DP and then chain shifted it, realizing that it had missed.
There we go. 2-2-2-A. Scales the combo a little bit, but drops it anyway. There we go. Gets thrown.
He's got to find an opening here in the next 5 seconds. It's going to be a little difficult.
Good break. He's going to try to run away. Actually gets clipped towards the second, but that's not enough. Bobby's feeling good about that, and he's going to move on.
If that round was even 1 second longer, he would have lost it there.
Yeah, definitely coming down to milliseconds towards the end there. But we got Bobby up next versus LPT in loser semis. Bobby playing really well so far. It feels like his Seth is really, really momentous when he gets the chance. But it's going to be interesting for him to play against a character like Byakuya, who is a momentum killer. Immediately, like once he gets the hit, he can slow down the pace so drastically.
Or he can keep just going in on you.
He could even
do what he wants.
Going in on you, definitely. He has the option to do either or.
That's kind of the sign of French break games in general. It's every character in the game, even characters you think is like traditionally like heavy zoning characters, have strong pressure.
Yeah, and what it does is that it actually balances the game in itself. Because if every character has really strong pressure or has strong universal options, that means that the differences between them end up being like really small set of tools. So characters like in this game are really well balanced between each other.
Yeah, partially because everybody can shield, everybody can chain shift, everybody can veil off, everybody can assault. Especially, which is weird. You see a dude as big as Wallstein, like his ground run is really slow, but then he just flies at you with an assault. You're like, oh god. It gets a little scary, but then it's interesting how they manage to balance him out versus, because like example games, for example, they tend to let their grapplers run wild as well, but it doesn't work out as well. But that's another discussion for another time. We've got And we've got Bobby here versus LPT.
Yeah, Bobby versus LPT. Byakuya versus Seth. This should be a good one here. LPT is really showing how good this character is. But Bobby's defense, you see all that shielding got him that grid, and he almost got 100 meter just to start off the game.
But now, because he chain shifted so early, he's put himself at great disadvantage. He's going to probably lose the next cycle. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. LPT getting opened up in the corner, not where he wants to be versus the Seth. Oh, gets hit by the slash on the way down, but doesn't complete the combo. Oh, he puts himself in the corner versus Byakuya. Man, I really wouldn't advise that. Is he going to spend the meter to web? No, not yet.
Yeah. Tries to panic and get out of there, but Byakuya has a range to punish that. Interesting that he did the back teleport into. It's probably supposed to be some sort of an attack to keep going. Oh no, that didn't kill. Yeah, because fun thing when you grab somebody who's shielding, you not only grid break them, you do more damage.
Yeah, and it's actually one of the reasons we say that shielding is very strong but really scary to use.
And if you get grabbed out of a shield, it actually doubles the length of time you're grid broken in 10 seconds. It's a long time. It's almost a whole cycle.
There you go. Finally peppering in some regular throws in there. Bobby's just been so good at opening them up with the mix-up instead. Gonna veil off, return the veil off, gonna grid break LPT. There you go, gonna set that ball up way where you can't see it.
Oh, no break there on the yellow grab.
There you go. Finally, LPT getting started in this game. Doesn't have the meter to keep it going, gonna chain shift, but it just gets opened up afterwards. Bobby keeping it going here in this first game.
One thing I wonder how much it matters in this matchup is the orbs that Seth sets out. When they activate, if they go across the screen and hit any orbs, they should clear those orbs out. But again, that's something that takes a while to activate, and of course Byakuya himself can just stick stuff out and clear them out himself. So it's kind of a interesting back and forth how these characters' resources kind of interact. Oh no. Can't pick that up there.
Yeah, that was a good response there from Bobby. Just using his super after the opponent's chain shift, stuffing anything that he wanted to do. Wow, almost confirms that, but doesn't work out. He's really working out here, trying to shove him towards the corner.
And having chain shift for a character like Seth is important, because now that means you basically have a get in free button, because you can just do the run slash and hit or block. You can just chain shift it. If they block it, you now have initiative. If you hit with it, you get a combo. So it's a good result for you either way. Even if they block it, you can now keep going and you're in, and you can do whatever you want to do, really.
Yeah, it's actually really scary in terms of how much options this character has to get in. You really have to think about how that grid is affecting you in the matchup. There you go, goes for the full set of Rekkas, but minimal punish still in the corner. Oh, it's opened up. LPT gonna go for that web super.
One thing I'm surprised LPT hasn't done yet is Byakuya's charge 60 overhead, because that would get him to stop shielding real fast.
Yeah, but everything else has been working out so well for him.
There it is.
There it is. Calling it as soon as it happens. LPT hearing the advice from the commentators. Taking that first round. He's doing really well here, but Bobby's just been relentless.
I mean, that's how Seth should be played in a way, like just constantly flying everywhere. Not constantly just flying at you, but just making that space available and then getting that opening and then trying to mix you up, staying unpredictable. Yeah, I mean, he was designed to be a pixie character, but now he has like average health. It's weird.
Alright, just gonna wake up with the super. Can't pick up afterwards, but takes the corner. There you go. LPT's got a lot of meter to work with too, to see how he spends it. Alright, goes for the web super, into the veil off, into the infinite worth. Making sure that he's going to finish it off. And LPT going to take the first game. This is another 2 out of 3, though. So these guys are both fighting one more game to decide who moves on.
Yeah, the good thing about the Infinite's Worth there is they do have minimum damage on them. So even like at the very end of a combo, you can tack it on like that, and it's going to give you 600-700 extra damage, which isn't a lot. But in a situation like that, it's the difference between ending the match and not.
Oh wow, clips him on the way down. This is a great start for LPT because he's going to take Seth to the corner with good damage too. Early chain shift from LPT. He's trying to get that 100 meter as soon as possible because right when he opens him up, he wants to do that web super. Oh, doesn't complete the combo though. Luckily enough for Seth, he's be able to get all of this movement, got all of this distance to work with.
He doesn't have enough meter to set DX Orb though, so he can't use that to get in for free. And he doesn't have chain shift yet. He's not going to get this cycle either, so he can't. Ooh. So yeah, and he ends up running to a web, and he might die for it.
Yeah, it could be really close, but 200 will decide if he goes for that. Bail off once again. He's going to just to secure this round, and LPT is going to be on set point.
That did not kill, actually.
Oh, it actually didn't kill.
Yeah, that health buff helping him out there. But
I know, right? All the people who scoff at health buffs when they're even, slightly minimal, you saw right there it went into effect.
Oh, I think all the extra projectile hits kind of messed up his combo because it does affect the hit stun scaling a bit.
Yes, it does. Bobby really doing well here, but gets opened up in the corner. Not exactly where he wants to be. Into the web super. And LPT's been so consistent on this mix-up here. Oh, wow. Right in the nick of time. Bobby doing well to fight out. Into the throws. CS combos into the fireball. This could be it if he decides to spend a meter. No, he's going to try to wake up Infinite Worth. Not what you want to see from him. He's going to lose all that meter for the last round of this game.
Oh, can he pick up off this? No. And actually, that was a really bold 2A because the projectile was still out. So if that didn't hit him, he was probably going to get tagged and lose a bunch of health, but it worked out. And now he's in initiative and a huge life lead. And he built back a lot of that meter that he lost in the last round.
What a bait on the bail off. You saw that. He knew from a mile away. Going into the web super. Doesn't chain shift to get the meter for super, but he's got all that pressure coming up. Oh! Wake up Infinite Worth! And this is going to do quite a bit.
But now he has no resources and he is grid broken himself.
But he just wakes up with the running C.
Oh, is he actually going to run this back?
LPT does have some meter to work with,
no.
and he just clips his knees. Bobby really wanted that comeback. LPT says, man, I just had to do what I had to do. But that was a really good set.
He might be dead out there. We have to get someone to help him out. But yeah, one thing about the Infinite Worths, they have a more or less a universal hitbox. And it tends to be a lot higher vertically than I think people realize initially. Like that whole vertical spark.
It's not just for show. It's also like a big recognition of where he can hit.
But that's a very bold bet because one of the restrictions they put on is if it doesn't kill, you grid break yourself.
Yeah.
So now he had to fight for like the next 10 seconds with no assault, no shield. And he almost made it work.
He almost made it work. I mean, after the Infinite Worth, he just ran up with that running C. I mean, Bobby really takes all of his tools into consideration. You might think it's a little bit wonky at times, but he definitely has ideas.
Well, I think in a situation like that, you have to be bold because you're at disadvantage.
Yeah.
You're at low on life. You almost have to go out. You have to do something to win the round at that point.
Yeah, and then that Infinite Worth was the start of something beautiful, but not quite. All right.
So we now have,
we got LPT versus
Chris L.
Chris L.
So losers finals. So this is going to be 3 out of 5.
This is losers finals. Yes, it is. So it is 3 out of 5. We got Breaker Dave waiting for you in grand finals. I know that feels like a bit ago, but we're going to get to that in just a moment, trying to find his opponent.
I think it's something we've seen a lot in a number of Unio tournaments out here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these guys, I know LPT and Breaker Dave are good friends. They play with each other quite a bit. So it's definitely up to Chris L to sort of throw a wrench in their plans.
Yeah, even at Anime Ascension, he ended up clutching it out from Squish. Yeah, so he managed to reset the bracket with a much inferior Akatsuki in that version. But still, you know, he won it in the end.
All right, LPT's been playing so well. He's been on his hair lately, but Chris L, obviously a very strong player to get to this point in the tournament. It's really about Byakuya trying to navigate through those normals. He does have some good air movement.
Yeah, but the problem here is, in neutral anyway, it's hard for him to set webs that stay out. Oh, he actually decides to guard thrust. Interesting decision there. Better than it was in the original Unil, at least. Just only cost him 100 meter.
Yeah, it costs him 100 or Vorpal, and it doesn't break your grid anymore, which is really nice.
Ooh, slick jump in.
Oh, what a chain shift into the DP super. Switches the situation. Just goes for a regular throw afterwards.
He's actually going to pick up. No, ooh, I thought he was going to pick up off of that.
Yeah, the charge J2B not going to connect. Trying to go for that web super, but it doesn't work out. Oh, combos afterwards. That was such a clean pickup. Doing so much damage with a super starter.
Now I hope they realize there's like 8 seconds left on the clock. But yeah, he had to come in and do something and just ate a projectile for his trouble.
Yeah, realizing it towards the end at the time was not in his favor. Chris L doing really well to start this round as well. And you see LPT is really using all of his air options just to get around the buttons and the fireballs of Chris L. Really difficult, but man, he's being really creative. Oh, all right. Important throw in the corner because now he's going to get this set up. He also has Vorpal that he just spent. Grid breaks Chris L, but doesn't pick up afterwards. No grid is a big deal, though.
And he can just keep doing whatever he wants because he can't shield it. He's not going to assault out over grab or anything.
Yeah, so he's going to give Vorpal one more time, actually. What's the setup? We got some webs. Nice, jumps into it.
I thought there was going to be a guard break setup.
Yeah. All right, goes for all 3 Rekkas, but keeps it safe with the chain shift. Gets thrown afterwards. Got Vorpal again. And man, that helped him out so much in that set, just constantly being able to get Vorpal.
I was going to say that I thought that chain shift was really suspicious, but then he immediately went for the grab, which took away 2 of Chris L's grid blocks, which then gave him the advantage there. So the sequence actually worked out really well for him.
Yeah, and you can really see how important grid is with a round like that. Chris L now has the offensive, and both of them have 200 meter. This could get explosive in an instant. Oh, wow. We're just going to wake up with the throw. No, thank you. I'm not buying what you're selling. And Chris L has the ability to finish this off with 200 meter. Great job there from Chris L, staying really clean, but this is a 3 out of 5. So LPT does have some time to adjust.
Yeah, and again, one of the things you have to worry about if Phonon has Vorpal is now she can do Assault Jump A, which is rather fast. You normally can't combo off of it, but if you have Chain Shift, you can just cancel your recovery immediately, do another normal, and then continue comboing.
Great start here from LPT. Doesn't finish it off, but he gets the corner right where he wants Chris L. Chris L, we've seen before, willing to down back and wait for his moment, just like you saw right there, fighting his way out of the corner. And for a character that has great normal, she does so much damage. We're just going to wake up with the web super. LPT sniping it out, and he's got him once again. Wow, just going to chain shift immediately after getting Vorpal. Gets opened up high.
That was bold, because usually when you see a character just run at you like that on their wake up, a lot of the times they're just going to like immediately shift back. Like if they think they're going to try to bait something. But he did it and got out of there. But now he's back in the corner.
There you go.
The next setup for both characters gonna win the round.
Yeah, low lives here. LPT's got chain shift right there. Gonna
got him.
for the wake up. Infinite Worth. It's gonna work out once again. Man,
Wow, that did a rip of damage.
that did quite a bit. And needing it to keep this game going. Feels like he stole it from LPT after having such a momentous round. Oh, wow. Good read there with the DP. All right. Just going to go straight for the DP afterwards. And with the chain shift, that was relatively safe. Nice anti-air and the pickup. LPT well aware of what he can do there.
Yeah, I think he realized that she had already whipped a normal there, and it was not going to come down with something, or didn't have the time to stick another normal out. And it was basically a pretty free punish.
Ooh, wow. Like we were saying before, LPT just has such a creative way of moving around with his character, but Chris L seems like he's always prepared. And LPT
has a lot of resources here. He decides to burn a lot of them to get out of that situation, but he's still at 200 meters. This is going to be death.
Yeah, I need grid breaks too. He's going to do that web super into Veloff.
And especially he just got chain shift back, so he's going to...
All right, there you go. And he chain shift as well, so he gets a little bit of meter back. Not as much as he wanted, but it is something.
I'm surprised he didn't sit on that for at least a little bit longer and try to like push it, but it wouldn't have been a ton of meter if he dropped it. It would look really stupid.
Yeah, he probably lost, what, like 20, 30 meter most?
Yeah.
It was still a really good optimization there, even if he didn't get it completely. All right, trade going to work in the favor of Chris L. He's able to pick it up afterwards, but doesn't get a complete combo. Nice. Got him in the corner. Phonon does a lot of damage here. Gonna wake up Veloff just to try to get out of the corner here. LPT is gonna try to save this game. Doesn't want to go 2-0. This is a pivotal round here.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Coast to coast. Doesn't have any meter to do a super. Great blocks from Chris L.
That's it, yeah. Just a well-placed 2C there to take game 2. So he's out 2-0.
Down 2-0. That was really pivotal for Chris L to get a healthy life lead, but you know, we haven't seen a 3-0 reversal yet. It feels like momentum really stays in the favor of the man who's in at front. But
we saw people run it back from down 1 game, but that's
one game,
different from coming back from 2 games. Just a lot harder, especially. It's not like you're playing a paper bag up there.
Yeah, definitely.
So they're still playing for a reason.
Definitely playing. LPT trying to get into grand finals here. Chris is only 1 away from getting into grand finals, trying to face off against Breaker Dave once again.
Do you think either of these guys are gonna who would have a better chance against Breaker Dave in the grand finals? Especially since they're coming out of losers bracket. It's gonna be tough either way. But
if Chris L keeps this up, I feel like the momentum could give him the edge. I mean, we see that a lot. That's actually why the FGC in general has shifted the tournaments from going winners, losers, grand to winners, losers, semis, losers, winner, losers finals, and then grand finals. It gives the person in losers another opportunity to fight against that 6 wins that you need. But Chris L, man, I mean, even though every one of these games have been a battle back and forth, he's been able to clutch it out game after game.
Although that was a really well-positioned jump normal from the LPT there. Just like perfectly spaced to catch her trying to do something.
Got him in the corner once again. Chris L doing really well to defend here, and look at all that grit he has.
I was gonna say, but you can just keep going.
He definitely is one of those players who adapts between rounds. We mentioned how yesterday against speed kicks.
Sorry about that.
No worries. And that time is coming to the very end. Jump back Rekka is going to do the trick.
In a situation like that, you can give him all the grit in the world, and it doesn't matter because there's like 8 seconds left. I guess the worst thing that can happen is you're gifting him a bunch of meter for the next round. But generally, you don't worry about stuff like that if you can seal you're okay with that trade if you can take the round.
Yeah, definitely. LPT is in a familiar situation though. Good break. We've seen people fall succumb to matchup or to that mix-up constantly, and he's going to just start the blender once again. Oh, he's trying to veil off, but he was too far. LPT probably going to finish it off there with the amount of meter he has, a chain shift to help him out as well.
He's going to, and then do the web, yeah, and veil off, and
and so on and so forth. You've seen this movie before. And LPT finally getting on the board.
Yeah, so he actually optimized it more for the meter there, but it didn't matter at all because she's beyond dead. So now LPT is down 2-1. Gotta try to make this competitive. Gotta get this to game 5.
Yeah, definitely. LPT, like we were saying before, even though Chris L was up 2-0, it wasn't an easy 2-0. It wasn't like he was running over him. LPT is really fighting through this. There you go. Good pickup with the 4B.
He got a little lucky that was not a grid break. But he's still stuck in the corner here. Has life disadvantage. Photon just doing frame trap after frame trap. It's hard. Does find a way to set the web and uses it to get out of there. Nice setting up shop. Wow, yeah, I think I forgot about that was there. You know, I was just talking about it.
There you go. LPT doing well to shove to the corner once again. Opens Chris L up low, and he's got a lot of meter to work with. Go. Nice break once again.
The thing there is if you try to tick throw off of that and they break the throw, it's considered an active hitbox and it just makes those webs go away. So actually I think it's technically considered a hit on Byakuga and it just makes them all go away. So I guess that's an interesting balance point there because I guess they didn't want them hanging around. Even if you have frame advantage, you're just going to immediately eat a web. Probably to make it fair and balanced.
There you go, LPT getting set up in the corner here. Going to chain shift, blocks the veil off. What a read from LPT, and just closing it out towards the end with no time left. This is all she wrote for Chris L. LPT taking that first round.
I hope he doesn't use any meter, and he didn't, so that was good awareness on his part. Because now he goes into this round with almost a full stock.
All right, just gonna wake up Rekka Super. That's unique from LPT. Haven't seen that before.
Interesting little sequence there. I think he's like, I'm not sure if he's trying to bait something there because he like 2A, set the web, and just got out of there.
Yeah, but LPT gonna wake up Super once again. This time the webs, and he's not gonna build enough meter to get another web Super, but he does have Vorpal to work with. Chain shifts.
I'm wondering if Chris L should be more aggressive with shielding here because he hasn't really. I mean, he's been assaulting from time to time, but he also hasn't done the charge overhead, and that's Byakuga's only real overhead option to deal with that.
Yeah, we saw LPT actually just saving it for when he really, really needs it. It's a really good idea because he's been consistently opening up his opponent, but that was a great snipe from Chris L, using the far DP in order to get Byakuya out of the air. Chris L is now on set point.
Kind of a awkward pickup there, missed it. That's life.
Oh, that's a big grid break with all that meter.
He's got to weather the storm, see if he can. He's doing a good job of it so far. Blocks the overhead. He's actually free now. Oh, because the thing is, when you're grid broken, your shield button still works. Instead of giving you grid meter, it reduces your grid break time. So that's why he was able to get out of there so quickly.
Definitely.
So the game still wants you to try to shield normals even when you're grid broken.
All right, this is a really scary situation for Chris L. With all that meter, LPT can make this a quick round here, trying to continue on. Chris L trying to get into that grand finals, but LPT has something to say about it. Oh, anti-air
nice
force function. One of the juice starters for Phonon. All right, good chain shift into the Rekka Super. Oh, baits the veil off, but doesn't pick it up fully.
Yeah, he got a little too far in front of that, ended up air hitting her. But it doesn't matter much. He realized the mistake, cleaned it up, and now we are 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 for these guys. LPT, man, like we were saying before, every one of these games is razor thin. It could have been a different story on 1 or 2 decisions every game, but now we're going to the final one to see who decides the match between Breaker Dave and one of these winners.
I can't lie that Photon's threat animation is one of the best animations in the game. I never get tired of seeing it.
It's pretty good. They did really well with this character.
I think they really enjoyed animating this character in general. I think it's true with a lot of this game in general. There's a lot of love that French Bread's put into it over the years.
All right, return Bailoff just to grid break him. A little bit too far to clip with the DP. What a pickup! Off the air fireball. Chris L knew exactly what he needed to get that, and now he is at set point.
Oh yeah, I think was that a force function that's just a little late? Or he tried to anti-air that and it didn't work out, now he's stuck in the corner.
There you go, and he's going to win the grid battle here. Scary situation. Chris L willing to down back, but you know, it can only last for so long. Great job to fight out.
A lot of patience.
Yeah, that's been the highlight of Chris L. Been the reason why he's been gotten so far in this tournament.
I'm not gonna lie, after seeing those like half-screen shields there, I'd have accepted the 2-2-C right on the spot. Be like, stop that.
Yeah, he hasn't gone to that a little bit more. Maybe saving it. We see that both these guys definitely keep some little things in their pockets. And this should be the end of it. Going into the Rekka Super and has so many hits, it's hard to scale. LPT.
Final round, final game, let's go.
Winner going into grand finals here. Good start from LPT, even though he's dropped it, he's shoving him towards the corner.
He got a little lucky there with the web catching her out of that, but now he's in total control here.
He actually might be able to kill. He has all the things that he needs to, but he's going to go for the setup instead, unsure if that will actually finish off. Wake up Bailoff, giving himself another lease at life.
He's got a long road ahead here, but Phonon does have the tools to do it.
Oh, good block on the overhead. Blocked his way all the way to the opposite corner.
Okay, only a throw out of it, not the worst thing. But that's gonna mean he's got a ton of grid here. Oh wow, he just waited for that 2C and just blew through it to win the set. So it'll be LPT playing against Breaker Dave in grand finals.
LPT, just a happy dude in general, is now in grand finals. Really like his play there, fighting back all the way from 2-0.
And you were talking about how people didn't run it back from 0-2.
Man, I was talking about it, but he proved me wrong. I thought it was really difficult, and I think it was still. I mean,
it was still all the way up until like that final round. It was pretty close.
Yeah, definitely. And it was like we were talking a second ago. It feels like every one of those rounds could have been decided on just one decision, one mix-up. These guys were back and forth constantly, so great job to Chris L. Had a fantastic showing, and I loved commentating his games.
Finishing third now, but now we've got a grand final set, 3 to 10 more games. I hope it goes to full 10. I just want to see more Unial.
I love watching this game, so I agree as well. But we're going to take a quick break before grand finals. We'll be right back with UNIST grand finals at SCR 2017. Don't go away. And thank you guys for staying tuned to SCR 2017. We got Under Night action for you. Grand finals coming your way. And after such a long, arduous journey, we finally got our top 2.
Yeah, so we're going to have LPT coming out of the loser's bracket. He's been playing Byakuga the whole time versus Breaker Dave, who honestly has been in control of almost all the games he's played on stream, just in the whole tournament here so far. He'd be considered the favorite. He'd be considered the heavy favorite even if it was an even match.
Yeah, definitely. And it feels like it's been really difficult for anybody to sort of get a really strong leg up. Like, it's been slightly competitive versus him. We saw in the matchup with Chris L that he's definitely been able to go back and forth, but for the most part, it feels like the momentum of Breaker Dave with this Wallstein has been way too much.
Yeah, but now he's been sitting for the last, what, 20, 30 minutes?
That's true. He might have cooled off a bit. I mean, LPT, although he had to fight really hard to get through Chris L, is on a 3-game win streak.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it can be mentally draining, and that can be hard to keep up over the hours of a tournament. But at the same time, like, if you're winning consistently against high-level players, that can put you in a groove all the same.
Oh yeah, definitely. And both these guys, it's not like this is the last game that they're going to play. Both these guys are probably in top 8 of BlazBlue. So their night's not over yet. They are consistent top 8ers. So what I mean is that they have the mental fortitude. They have the endurance to go this far in a tournament.
People laugh. It's like, oh, endurance playing video games. I'm like, you try sitting down playing for like 13 hours at a time.
It's not a physical thing. It's a mental thing. When you have to make so many decisions over and over and over and over again, it gets daunting. And that's why you rarely see new people in top 8 ever win the tournament. It's because that mental fortitude hasn't been practiced. But these guys, like I was saying, consistent top 8ers at Air Dasher tournaments. Breaker Dave in the winner's side. LPT is going to need 6 in order to take this. There you go. Gonna take him to coast to coast.
That's one of the annoying things about Wallstein. Like, he has guaranteed corner carry off of any of his combos because he can end it with that wall press and just take you from wherever you are to the corner, and now you're stuck dealing with this.
Yeah, Shane McMahon would be proud. Doing well here. The jump 2C into the super. Almost done. Another J2C.
That was a little weird because it didn't. Now he ends the round here, but he had to use all of his meter to do it. And he's not getting anything out of
he doesn't get anything out of the chain shift, but hey, whatever. Hi, Vorpal. Oh, wow, great confirm there off the anti-air. 4B, gonna go into the clap. What's the mix up afterwards? Good defense.
People just sitting there for a second, be like, I don't want to do anything.
Man, Breaker Dave, although he's been running through the competition, shows a lot of respect for his friend LPT. Definitely both very strong competitors. All right, the setups here. Just gonna wake up with the super after the chain shift, and I'm just gonna roll my way all the way out of that corner. Chain shift into the Rekka super, trying to push him back where he wants to be.
Normal grab puts him in the corner. Like, that was actually smart because it actually position switched. But then LPT decided to bail off on the spot. I'm wondering if they made those a little faster in this version because it seems like they hit far more frequently than they used to.
Definitely. And LPT doing well. He's going to return the veil off. Go into the super. Afterwards, claps him up, and Breaker Dave going to take the first game. LPT putting on some really good pressure there towards the end, but Breaker Dave clutching it out.
And that overhead punch in the EX one is so much damage. Like, the 3 hits, they were already at 3,600 damage.
Yeah, that's a really good starter for Waldstein. Something that LPT is going to have to consider. Oh, wow. Good anti-air there. Too far to pick something up, but the J6C is going to carry him all the way. Pause into chain shift, keeping the pressure up. LPT with that strong defense.
Yeah, manages to shield air normal there. He doesn't get a punish off it, but he does get initiative at least, and now he's doing a combo, putting him in the corner, so it worked out very well.
Yeah, he's going to get the web setups. He's also got the Vorpal, so this is going to be a good situation. He's going to use the chain shift early because he was trying to get 100% meter to reset the situation, going into that web super once again, but just a little bit short.
Yeah, it's kind of, he tried to tick throw with the 2A, with the 5A there, but he actually got hit by it, causing it to be a gold throw, and he broke it. He's still stuck in the corner though, so bad. Bit of a weird concentration there.
Reno goes with the J2C into the command grab super, taking him back where he was a second ago. Into the overhead. Nice job. Gonna go for the Rekka super once again, using it a little bit more now after LPT saying that it's quite a good reversal tool. All right, pick up into the 4B, flaps him up. Nice, and gonna go wake up in the veil off, put him towards the corner, and with no grid, jumps out away from the super command grab. All right, trade in neither of their favors, but Walsey with the life lead. I think Breaker Dave will be okay with that.
One thing.
Oh, it's an air grab. He's gonna pick it up into the super.
Oh, he dropped it.
First time we've seen that from Breaker Dave. Good reactions. He's gonna take the first game, or second round of this second game.
One thing I want to point out, because Breaker Dave threw a rock and it completely missed, because that's Wallstein's force function, and he can actually position it in 3 places, and it changes the angle that he throws it at. So if you do the far angle and they run in at you, it'll miss. But that's what you have to do if you want to hit them full screen with it.
Anti-air J6C into the 4B afterwards. Pretty good damage for no meter. Gonna go into the chain shift early, and that's probably a perfect. Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3. Breakdown.
Yeah, that was a falling.
Yeah, 2-0 for Breaker Dave. And LPT, we feel like he's doing pretty well, but it's not good enough.
Especially when you have those rounds where you just get jobbed.
Yeah, you just sometimes get wall stained. And he's just really struggling to find any sort of answer.
I mean, that kind of happened. Like, it feels like I've seen more perfects on a per game basis in Unial than I've seen in any other fighting game. And it's not because it's like, oh, the players are bad or whatnot. It's just initiative is so strong in this game. Like, you get somebody knocked down, you can just, like, because everybody has really good pressure options. And if you can just keep hitting, like, keep opening them up, it's hard to, especially because then they get the advantage. They get Warple, they get more damage, they get chain shift. It just becomes a snowball effect.
There you go, goes into the clap afterwards. Breaker Dave starting off where he left in the second game. Good life lead. Oh, nice. Doesn't combo into the 4B, unfortunately. LPT won't be too mad about that, but he's not happy about getting opened up once again. Breaker Dave working on a perfect once again. All right, gonna change shift just to get himself a bit of meter. Wow. He's going to trade and cross under.
I'm surprised that Yakuga won that there. That was a really bizarrely placed, was that 2B?
Seems like it.
Yeah,
moving on here, gets a guard break. This is a good situation from LPT.
He's run this like he was getting perfected 20 seconds ago. Now he got the life lead.
Good. Javi opened him up, gonna go into the super here. I felt like he could have gone into the Rekka super, but he's playing it safe, working out anyway.
I think he was concerned that there was so much damage he may not have killed.
But the good thing about Byakuya's Rekka super is that it has so many hits involved. It doesn't scale that much when it gets to the minimum. Either way. No, wow. Oh no! That's a great anti-air, and it's a great starter. He's not gonna get much off it, but it is a bit of damage for what it's worth. Oh, he's trying to punish the whiff normal, but was just a little bit too far. Great idea, but not going to work out for him. Going into the command grab afterwards. Got him in the corner. Empty assault. Command grab going to go into the chain shift. He does have too much meter, but drops the combo a little bit early. He tried to super. He gets hit out of it.
He's still way behind on life. One hit's going to end it. Yeah,
and the double overhead is going to do the trick. Breaker Dave is now on match point to take SCR 2017. Jump back normal once again. It's so hard to deal with.
I was going to say LPT's getting pushed in the corner, but he finds a space to hit that 5C, and now he's position swapped and got... Oops. I think he was surprised as I was. It's like, wait, what happened? It's like, oh, it wasn't the super he thought it was, so we actually hit him out of it, but didn't continue. But he's just got to pick it up from here.
All right, just uses the clap super. No harm, no foul there, but Breaker Dave still working away to shove LPT in the corner. J2C chain shift. This is exactly what he wants. Breaker Dave trying to end this before LPT is able to switch the situation. Opens him up once again. Oh, wow, whiffs the claw. And this is great for LPT. He's able to corner switch. He's going to go into the web super. Going to get that set up. Oh, chain shift into super, command grab, and I don't know if this is going to kill, but it's going to get very, very, very close. LPT chain shift, a little bit too far.
Oh, there it is.
Jump normal is going to take it. Breaker Dave is your SCR 2017 Under Night In-Birth ST champion.
Congratulations to Breaker Dave for winning the tournament. LPT in second, Chris L in third.
Yeah, definitely. Great tournament from these guys. Breaker Dave was just undoubtedly the strongest player here and really showed it with that fantastic walled play. And was really a treat to see how well he played today. I mean, it was really thinking about how the character got nerfed and is still just well put together as a character. And he had the strength and the fortitude to really just get through his opponents. Every time the situation got switched, it wasn't a big deal. Breaker Dave was able to continue going, and just what a strong tournament player. Congrats to him.
Yep. I'm actually curious to see how he would do against some of the other strong players that weren't here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we do have a bit of a segmented community this weekend, but nonetheless, we have a lot of great players that went out to both tournaments, and it's really great to see this much UNIST action in one weekend. I mean, it's truly a blessing, I think, because this game kind of doesn't get the limelight because it only has the Japanese release at the moment. But there's your winner here, holding it up high, your UNIST champion at SCR 2017, LPT, and Chris L behind him getting second and third. Great showing to all of them, honestly. It had a great tournament.
Yeah, I hope this game gets supported at other events. I actually think the game has a bigger following in the U.S. than I think many people realize.
Yes, it does.
You know, we actually had, well, I think 32 people out here on relatively short notice. The game's not even out in the U.S. yet. It's supposed to be coming out in the next couple of months before the end of the year. They haven't announced an official date yet beyond that. But yeah, the game was actually rather strong when it came out initially. I hope it gets picked up at more events.
What we do have, Anime Ascension just got announced here at SCR 2017. Yep. That's going to be March 31st and April 1st. So that's a while from now, but I guarantee you Under Night is going to be there. Yep. So you're going to see a lot of guys pick up this game because it does come out towards the end of this year for a U.S. release, and a lot more people are going to pick it up for the console when it's out here in the U.S., and you're going to see some really, really strong play from the American scene.
Yeah, and it was even one of the bigger tournaments last year when it was still just Unio. Several years after that game came out, you know, after the arcade version got revised. So I think there's still people who enjoy the game and want to play it, and hopefully you can get some more support, not just at tournaments like Otaku or Anime Ascension, but like bigger regional tournaments like SCR.
Yeah, we appreciate the support from our developers and everything like that.
Axis put in $2,500 added to the pot. Actually, that was for, I apologize. It's for all three games that they run here. It was $500 for UNIST.
Yeah, so we really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the games that we love so very much. On that note, we do have one more game that we really do love. Blaze Blue is up next here. Definitely just getting a check here from my producer. And so I appreciate you guys tuning in all the way through UNIST. Yep. Please stay tuned for a little bit longer for Blaze Blue. I'm Sammy Fish.
And I'm Kumbo.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.